Welcome back to the channel. So today we're going to be doing a revamp of the last Guild Wars 2 where I showed you why I liked it and why I think you guys should buy it. I've had the game since pretty much launch, so 4 years, 9 months, and I'm an elite player. I don't have a billion AP points and I haven't done everything in the game. I haven't gone through all the raids and unlocked all the skins. That's not the way I play. When I play slower. I play it so I can enjoy it over time, because once you hit level 80, there's kind of a point where that's it. And that was the way it was for a very long time. However, things have changed a lot since then. Back in the beginning, once you hit level 80 and you did dungeons, that was pretty much it. And then raids came in, all these other things came in. I wanted to take it slow. So once I hit level 80, instead of building all the legendaries, going through everything pretty much, I decided to take it slow. I still haven't built a single legendary because it'll give me something to do someday. Right. I still haven't gotten world completion. I think it's awesome because I'll always have a new place to go to. I'll be walking through the Gendarian fields or whatever, and I'll see a place I've never seen before, and that's 5 years later, and I'll still be like, oh wow, that's kind of cool. I'll take some screenshots here and wander off. Meanwhile, if I had already done that, I've already seen pretty much all of the map, and I don't know, that just kind of, it seems dull. Like, if I become an elitist, once I've completed everything, I'll never want to play the game again. And I like the game way too much to just give it up after that's there. So I've always played it slow. Like, I still have achievements. Every now and then I'll see an achievement and I'm like, oh, that's kind of cool. It was a cool prize for that or a cool skin or whatever, and I'll go after that achievement and get whatever I want. And anyway, now that I'm done with the intro, I'm going to show you guys some footage in the background of just me playing in all different kind of game modes and having fun, and I'm going to go over some things that I like about Guild Wars 2 and reasons why you should possibly buy it. Thank you very much for watching and enjoy your stay.
Okay, so one of the first and foremost things that I love about Guild Wars 2 would have to be PvE, or open world content. As you can see in the background here, I'm wandering around in the Silver Waste, and I find this chest, and voila, look, this little mouse thing jumps out that gives you presents. That's what I've always loved. There's always something new for me to go into. Like, I'll go into a map that maybe I've already mastered and gone around, but there'll be still something hidden there that I've never seen before, like i.e. this mouse that just gave me some weird present thing. And I don't know, I've always loved worlds in games. Like, I'm not a huge role player, but every now and then I'll design a character like this one here. You can see I've designed her so she looks like she belongs in the desert, and I'll roam around here and kill things, and I don't know, I've always just loved how designers make open worlds and how they make them beautiful. I've always loved exploring them, exploring new places, taking screenshots. I don't know, exploring the world and being part of that world. Even if not a lot of people talk in the servers, I've always found there's always something to do. Especially in this map here, you can get in runs where everyone goes around during this sandstorm here and opens up chests that only unlock while in this sandstorm, like these ones here, which I think is awesome because it gives us something to talk about in the community. Like, yeah, we're only running around getting chests, but since it's pretty mundane running around and opening up a chest, it gives us time to talk, and like, maybe you'll see someone wandering around with a skin and you'll be like, hey, that's a kind of a cool skin, where'd you get that? Or you'll start talking about what your build is, or I don't know, I've always loved that aspect of getting in with a group of people and discussing things, talking about different strategies, and just wandering around in the world. Then again, you've also got the old maps like this one here, which is just outside of Lion's Arch, where even today, it's still a beautiful place. Like, as you can see, I'm wandering around here, there's all these little animals and trees, and it looks like there's a village over there, and I don't know. I've loved how lively it is. Like, it's an open world that's filled with dynamic events going on, even though they're not truly dynamic in the fact that things change. They're all kind of the same events that pop up every now and then. But I still love the fact that you can be wandering through a place and an event will pop up that maybe you have never even seen before. And you could have played through the entire game and unlocked everything, and there'll still be some events that'll pop up that you might have not even seen before, which I think is awesome. There's always something to discover, there's always a new place to go, there's always a new event chain that you can go into with a bunch of people, or even your friends get together and go through a run through ore and see all the events through there, even through Gandarian Fields or anywhere actually, and just find something new, which I always thought was an absolutely amazing feature of this game, where it's not like a questing system where you go up, oh, there's a question mark over this person's head, let's go over there, we know there's an event. For me, you know, I enjoyed that in WoW, but I really like what ArenaNet's gone through here, where you're just walking through, exploring the world, and then all of a sudden you hear an NPC say, hey, we need help over here, and you're just like, well, that's kind of cool. So you walk over there, and all of a sudden the village is on fire, like this here. They're being attacked by bandits. There was no person that had a question mark over their head that brought you into an instance where everything was on fire. It just happened around me. So I was wandering around, and all of a sudden, hey, voila, I'm in a quest, which I think is cool. Even though I'm level 80, I've still never seen this quest before, so I think it's still cool that even at the end of it you can walk around and still find new stuff in the old maps that you've never seen before, which, I don't know, is another thing I've always joined, and that's another reason that might appeal to anyone out there who actually wants to buy it, which is a great selling point actually when I look at it. Every time you level up, unless you find a special way that you want to level up every time, it gives a unique experience every time you level up a character. I could go through this one and do these events, or I could go through with a different character and wind up with completely different events. Anyway, so that there's why I love PvE and the open world aspect of the game. And that's why I think you should, I don't know, I think you guys might like this actually. So next I will be going on to the PvP element of the game, which I've spent quite a bit of time in, not a whole lot, but enough that I feel qualified to tell you about the ups and the downs of it and why it might also persuade you to buy the game. PvP is a different story for me, however, I have come to love it over the years. PvP is one of those things where it challenges you. There's no tricking the AI and standing on a wall and they don't know where you are. These are other players, and they're pretty smart and they know what they're doing. So you gotta be on your toes if you're playing this. A cool thing about PvP is if you don't like PvE, i.e. roaming around in the world, there's a reward system where if you're doing good in a match, i.e. getting a bunch of kills and all that other stuff, you get points, and these points will give you rewards from in the actual game itself, from in open world. So instead of going out there doing that, you can actually just PvP all you want and get everything you need. So that there's kind of progression of PvE. As you can see in the background, I'm doing the demo for the new Elite Specializations. So in the next couple patches, there will be some bugs that need to be fixed, but however, the gameplay is still awesome within itself, challenging yourself and others to do their best, put together their best skills, their best armor, and see how many guys you can take on without dying, how many dodges you can get away from stuff. I don't know, I've just always loved that competitiveness of it, that you have bested someone else at their best game. I always thought that was awesome, and earning rewards for it, that's even better. As you can see in the background here, you gotta capture nodes, just like your normal PvP ones. You know, you knock them down, you kill them, and I always thought that was a great idea. Anyway, so here's what my thoughts on PvP. Next is World v World. Sorry I don't actually have any footage of World v World. It's really hard to get World v World footage without sitting in there for at least 30 minutes trying to find a group to go around with. However, I have played it enough to give kind of a review on it. World v World has had a lot of problems in the past, and it is getting better. The past couple patches have made it much more fun to play, with adding the new backpack, which takes, well, quite a long time. You have to be an elitist in order to get that backpack. It's going to take a while to get it. So, with that, I'm going to tell you what I think is fun about World v World. World v World basically is an entire server versus an entire server, and it just goes on versus another entire server. So there's 3 of them. in this massive world where you can destroy buildings and take over different areas and keeps and castles. And I don't know, I like that one too. Like the feeling of being able to get a whole group of like 250 players together and storm into a castle filled with enemy players, like other people, and end up taking that castle over. There's just nothing that really compares to it. You feel like you're part of a massive community. You're strategizing, you're planning catapults, you're knocking down walls, taking out their lords. Oh, by the way, in the background you can see that ArenaNet has also made the game kind of funny. So much fun. Anyway, back to what I was talking about. World v World is one of those things where it doesn't appeal to everyone, but if it appeals to you, you're gonna enjoy it a lot. Because what I liked about World v World was I had a warrior, and I made him a commander. And basically what that means is I had the commander tag up, and people would follow me around. And I always loved that, controlling the entire pack. And with this warrior build, I had it so I was doing shouts, and the shouts did a lot of healing. So if someone went down up in the battlefield and they're swamped by players, I would rush in there, and I'd be able to res them with all these players attacking me, and then we'd both escape. And it made me feel like, yeah, I'm the actual hero of this place. I'm rushing in there, saving people who are dying. And, I don't know, it gave me a sense of purpose. Like, yeah, there's all these players behind us attacking and trying to save everyone, but me as an individual saved 3 or 4 people from dying. There's just no feeling like that, where you feel like you're turning the battle, just you by yourself. By rezzing all these people that are dying, and then everyone's trying to kill you, and they're getting mad because they can't kill you because your defense is too high. I don't know. It's hard to explain. It just feels so awesome. Anyway, World v World is one of those cool things where you can get a whole bunch of people together. You can see like exactly how much you can do as a group instead of like PvP where it's just you and a team, but most of the time it's just you. World v World, it brings an entire community together and forces them to strategize and actually talk to each other to bring everything together so that you can coordinate a massive attack against one keep or one little outpost. Even with the small outposts, if it's just you and 4 other players, you're still strategizing and talking to each other, buffing each other up. I don't know, it gives you a sense of team play that none of the other game modes really goes with. Even with PvE, there's not much team play. Like if you get a group of people together, not a whole lot of people are talking unless there's one guy saying, okay, this is how you do the boss. Which is always nice to hear, but there's not a whole lot of talking. Everyone just kind of hits the one button and lets their guy do the attack. Or auto attack, even worse. Yeah, World v World is one of those cool things that if you enjoy an entire group of people going around zerging and destroying enemy squads by the dozens, it will appeal to you and you'll definitely like this game mode. Anyway, next I'm going to be talking about dungeons. Dungeons and probably raids too, because I haven't actually played any of the raids, but I can tell you a little bit about them. Dungeons are a little bit different, however. Dungeons tell a story, whether it be from characters you meet in the personal story, or just characters from around the world that are important at the time. Dungeons will always tell you a story from start to finish, and it's a really good way to get in a group of 5 players or so, and just have a fun time, and I don't know, it's nice to strategize with them too. Like if you wipe the first time around, wipe meaning you all die, then everyone gets together and you say, okay, well this is how we could do it next time. Maybe we need more people to heal, maybe not. Anyway, either way, that's basically what dungeons are. A lot of the times you'll be stacking in a corner while the boss comes and attacks you, but that's still okay because you're still talking with all your team members. Raids, however, are the harder form of this. You're moving around a lot more, you actually have to strategize. Before you go into attack, there's no stacking in a corner and tank and spanking it, basically. Raids, there are a lot more rewards. You actually have to have a team together that knows what they're doing, high gear levels. It's more of a strategized version of dungeons. I like dungeons because I like build crafting, and sometimes you get the rewards like different healing gear and stuff like that, which is always good to have in a game. Anyway, this has been my take on Guild Wars 2. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you guys have a great day.